In today's video, I'm going to give you the details for our March Scrapbuster Junk Journal Challenge. The deadline is January 31st. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, and welcome to the March Scrapbuster Junk Journal Challenge. So in March, we usually do a spring stash buster. We're going to go ahead and do a spring scrap buster. So we are going to be working on going through our scraps, and that is basically what we're going to use. So we have Scrapbuster spelled out here. So these are the items that you're going to want to find and have ready to use in your journal. We are going to be using a paper pad. If you do not have a paper pad, you can use a coloring book or a calendar, or you can make one by stamping and stenciling on paper. Those are the choices. This is a challenge, and that is what we are doing. But I know several have wanted things done with paper pads so that we can go through them. A lot of you came from the paper crafting world, scrapbooking and have a lot of them. So we are going to be using them this year. Okay, so you can also use any tools. You can sew, you can use a sewing machine, hand sew, whatever you want to do. You can use a binding kit. This time you can use your paints, your pens, your mixed media, all of those things. We are allowing this time. Now just know that in April we're going to go back to a more structured challenge. So, if there's some things that you know that you've wanted to use and put out there and let people see, this is the challenge to do it. Okay, so you are going to find some stickers, S, stickers, C, celebration items. So this is party supplies, wrapping paper, crepe paper, napkins, plates, banners, that type of thing. So things that you would have at a party, straws, and that type of thing. Okay, R is recycled. So this is where your trash, your junk mail, your packaging comes in. And yes, you need to use at least some of all of these items in your journal. We'd like to see it and see how you use it, and be really creative. A, alpha stickers. Okay, so we're going to use some alpha stickers, or if you don't have alpha stickers, so alpha stickers is the ABCs, D, E, F, G, those kind of stickers that have the alphabet letters on it. If you don't have those, then you're going to cut letters from a magazine or a newspaper or from your paper pad, ransom letter style. So, like single letters cut out, and then you can use them that way. Okay, so I gave you an option. So if you don't have alpha stickers, you can cut letters from a magazine, other paper products. Your paper pad might have an alphabet set in it, and you can use that. Paper scraps. This is your bits of paper scraps, but it's also, I don't know about you, but I'll get stuff out to make a journal, and I might not use 2 or 3 of the papers, and they go in a box. So if you have a box or a scrap paper pile, that is where you are getting most of your items for this time. You're not going to go and pull papers out unless you absolutely have to. Would really rather you didn't. Would really rather you went to that box of papers, and it might be a box of digital papers. I have a box. It's at least that deep of digitals. So that's where your digitals can come in. Okay, in your paper scraps. It's pages from scrap pile or scrap box. Book pages. Okay, so you're going to want to use book pages, and we're talking regular reading, regular book. This kind of book pages. Okay, Use them up. Those are scraps. Ugly paper. So I don't have any right here, but you know, ugly paper. It's not that that's ugly, it's just probably something that I wouldn't use. Now, I would probably use this side, but, you know, if you had a paper that had that, you might. We all have our own taste as what something that is ugly. So, it also can just not plain be something that you would use. Okay, strips of paper, your branding strips. So, at the top of your papers, a lot of times you'll have a strip across here, and you might save those, or this one actually is just strips of paper. So if you have strips of paper in your scrap box, this is where you're going to use, but you do have to use some strips of paper. Transparent element. So I was like, transparent, okay? So you have, it just somewhere on it has a transparent element. It can be a privacy envelope with this. It could be a piece of acetate that you decorate, or a piece of vellum, something that you can see through, okay? Envelopes, because I don't know, but I've still got so many envelopes. And R is ribbon remnants. So pieces of ribbons that you've got hanging around waiting for a place to go. They could come and go into this journal. Okay, so stickers, celebration items, recycled, alpha stickers, paper scraps, book pages, ugly paper, strips of paper, transparent element, envelopes, ribbon remnants. Your paper pad, I told you, any tools, sewing, a binding kit. The deadline for this challenge is 3/31/21. Okay, so 3/31/21. We are making a hardcover with at least 2 signatures. It is a challenge. A hardcover with at least 2 signatures, any size, any theme. You can use a Dear Julie, there's still more, you guys, okay? You can use a Dearjuliejulie digital from the Dearjuliejulie Etsy shop, or a Dearjuliejulie kit to make your journal. And when you finish it and you post it and everything and you do it on time, you get early access to the VIP. Okay, so that's early access to the virtual internet party. And so by using the kit or the digital kit from the Etsy shop. Okay? Now here is what we're going to make. Of what we've got here, you're going to make at least a set of 6. So this is like mass producing, but not, because you need to make at least 3 different. So you can make 3 different things of your 6, so 2 can be the same of each one. I hope that makes sense. You're going to make a set of 6 with at least 3 different of each of these. Okay? And so the first one for S is Shapeshifter. I will be doing that video on Tuesday, March 2nd. I realize you're like going, what the heck is a shapeshifter? When you see what I do, you'll go, oh, okay. I've never given it a name before. It's something that I have done a few times. In a few journals, we have done this element, and I've just never given it a name. And now I gave it a name, shapeshifter, so it could be the S. We're going to make 6 collaged clusters. So at least 3 of them different, 6 collage clusters. So you can make 3 that are different, but 4 can be the same. right? So you'd have 1, 2, different, and 3. So you have 2 different here, and then 4 that are the same. That'll work, okay? To avoid that question, because it'll come up. Collage clusters. Now your clusters and your things need to have at least 3 things happening on them. It can include stamping, stenciling, painting, coloring, embossing. You just have to do 3 different things with your cluster, okay? You can have Rapunzel hair thread and words and all those different things. R is ready ruffles. Okay, ready ruffles. I will be doing that one. Let's go ahead and we'll give it a date. This is going to be on March 2nd. This will be March 3rd because, you know, you might not know what a ready ruffle is. A is abstract altered paper clips. So we'll do that on 3/4. And so pretty plentiful pockets. You're going to make a variety of pockets. 6 pockets, at least 3 different. And yeah, be creative. Plentiful pockets. So to me, that kind of says, you know, more than 1 pocket on your pocket. Right? More than 1 pocket on your pocket. So all those fancy pockets that are out there that you've seen and you've wanted to try, this might be the time to try it. More than 1 pocket on your pocket. These are pretty plentiful pockets. Bountiful bands and borders. So this would be like a border tuck. So a border on the side that holds something. A belly band or a belly band or a belly band. Any of those are going to work. And so they are made to bountiful bands and borders, and these need to have an insert. Okay, your bountiful bands and borders need to have an insert. So if you make a belly band, you want to make the item that's going to go in it, and you need 6 of them. The band part needs to have at least 3 elements on it, but what's going in it doesn't. You just need to have, you can have a note paper in there. You can have a fancy card, but you can have a note paper in there if you want. Okay, but because they're bountiful. Bountiful bands and borders. Unusual edges, 6 inches each. Okay, so you're going to make unusual edges, and they need to be at least 6 inches. Let's go with 3, 5 on that one. Yeah, so your unusual edges, you need to make 6 of them. Okay, you're going to make 6 of them, at least 3 of them different. They do need to have 3 elements. These are your edges. So if you're going to put lace on your edge, then you want to decorate the lace somehow, and it can have a charm, and that counts as one of your things. So a little charm on your edge can count. If you do your edge and you put a tab on your edge, that would count as one of your things. A scrappy snippet, 16-inch piece. You don't need 6 of them. This one you only need 1 16-inch piece. Use at least 16 items on your snippet. Okay, so that, see, this is Friday. So that will be 6, 7, 3, 8. Scrappy snippet. Okay. Tailored tucks. These are like the top tuck, the side tuck, the tuck that flips up, any kind of tuck, and we're going to make them tailored tucks. And again, you need 6 of them, at least 3 of them different with 3 elements on each. This one's an easy one. We need embellished envelope, okay? So your envelope is you're going to have a set of 6. So 6 different envelopes, at least 3 of them different, at least 3 elements, and we're going to make that with an insert. Okay? You can make your own envelopes, or you can use store-bought envelopes, privacy envelopes, whatever you have, you can use that. And then we're going to have recycled rounds. And basically what a recycled round is using recycled products and making round embellishments, or embellishments that have something round. So you can use this cap and trace it for your round, and that counts as your recycled, and then you'll have your base that will be your round. Or you can use packaging or something like that that is recycled and make it into a round. You can use punches for this, or if you have a circle cutter, you can use that. However you want to get to your round, something that has to do with that round needs to be recycled, whether it's the tool that you used to trace it or cut it, or the actual material that you're using is recycled. Okay? So these ones are the ones I'll do first, and the other ones I think are kind of self-explanatory. We'll do those in order. There will be a place for you to ask questions. It is light blue. Okay? We ask that when you finish your journal, you post it in the black finished posts. And the background is black. Sometimes it's got like rain on it, or it has eyes. There's a record player. It depends on which one, but I use the black one because it makes it, it's finished. If it had checkered flag, I'd use a checkered flag. Black finished posts. So you want to make sure if you make a video, and we do not require you to make a video, but we encourage you when you are ready to make a video. If that is something that you think that you want to try, this is the place to do it. You guys, these groups are amazing. And to start off with, you only post that video in the group. Then as you grow, we ask that you put it out on your social media as you feel more confident in what you're doing. That is why I do these challenges. Okay? The challenges are to help people grow in this craft. I teach at all, I try and teach things that are at all levels of the junk journaling. I try and teach at all crafting, craftability, but as well as craft availability. So that's why I encourage the junk, the actual junk, the packaging, the using all your pieces, using all your stuff. And so that is part of the how and the why this channel exists. These challenges exist because everyone that finishes, if you finish your journal, you finish it on time, you post it in these black finished posts, as well as each element needs to be posted in its place. Okay? I put together a party, we call it the VIP, the virtual internet party. I put together a digital kit that is given first to everyone that finished. You receive it first, and then we have a 2-hour virtual online party that we play with the digital, and you receive the digital for free just for finishing, okay, for coming along with the experience and sharing your experience with others. But in that experience, I'm hoping that you'll grow. I'm hoping that you'll take chances. You're going to see that there's some things here that I'm not going to, we are making a hardcover book. Okay, we are making a hardcover book. It's not as hard as it sounds. And it is a challenge. So, again, the deadline will be January 31st, 21. This is the Scrapbuster Junk Journal Challenge. And like I said, it's the Spring Scrapbuster. Instead of Spring Stash Buster, we are Spring Scrapbuster. We are going to go through, and if you have privacy envelopes that are already taken apart, to me, this is a scrap, because apparently I took the time to take it apart, but I didn't use it, so it needs to get used. I might have some digitals that are partially used. That is scrap. I'm going to use those first, and so there we go. So we're going to be able to make a beautiful journal using these items. You can supplement with other things from your inventory, from your stash. You may use other things, but I'm going to request that you use your scraps first. But I don't want you to be held back from making an absolutely beautiful journal about mermaids when you know that you have that amazing blah 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 whatever over there that is going to be perfect for your mermaid journal. I don't want you to not be able to use it. So yes, you can use that product and put it in, but I'm gonna recommend that you're reaching for your scraps and your little doodad buckets. If you have little doodad buckets hanging around your desk, that you work out of those first. Mini challenge in the challenge hint. Okay, so yeah, so this is going to be our March Scrapbuster Junk Journal Challenge. Okay, so that's our hashtag this time, 21. Okay, that's our hashtag. Okay, so I started to tell you about the elements posts, and they will be green and green. Okay, so they'll be two different. The elements that you're using, okay, so the elements that you're using are the items that you're using, and the elements made. Okay, those are two different ones. It'll say post a picture of something made with your stickers here. Post a picture of something made with your celebration items here. And that this one will say post your shapeshifters here. And you'll take a picture of all 6 shapeshifters together, all 6, take one picture of all of them together and post that in the element. So they'll be green, and they'll be 2 different colors because it is March. Let's see. The other thing is we use the post topics, and you can find that over to the right in the group. Okay, so actually in the group over to the right, you'll see post topics, and it will have details, info, will be one. It'll have finished post. It'll have elements. It'll have items. Oh, questions goes here. Okay. And then if I come up, if there's some other topic that I think that you're going to need to be able to come back to, then, oh, mini challenge in the challenge will also be there, so that you can come to the right and click on that, and only those posts will that we've put post topics on will come up. Another thing is using at the top of the group the announcements. So if I have posted the after we finished and I come back in and I post the information about the VIP, I will make it an announcement so that if it gets lost down in the feed, you can go to announcements and pull it back up. The other thing is, if you know that somebody posted a particular post and you're looking for that, you can search it by their name, and hopefully that post will come up. So if I posted something and you're not finding it because I forgot to make it an announcement, then you can hit the little magnifying glass within the group. There's a little magnifying glass. Just hit that, click on it with my name, and you can just do Julie. And there are other Julies in our group, but you should be able to find it that way. Okay, so I hope that helps with some of the questions and moving around within the group. Actually, I'm going to probably delete all that and do an actual announcement in the group on how the group works. Okay, so yeah, so but do look for okay, so this is it, our March Scrapbuster Junk Journal Challenge. We are using stickers, celebration items, recycled items, alpha stickers, paper scraps, book pages, ugly paper, strips of paper, transparent element, envelopes, and ribbon remnants. Okay, along with our paper pad, or make matching paper, or a coloring book or a calendar. Okay, but paper pad would be what we're the main thing we're suggesting. You can use any tools, sewing, or your binding kit. Your tools include all paints, pens, brushes, inks, all that stuff. Bring it all in, use it all, enjoy it, because next month we won't be using everything. Okay, so this month we are making shapeshifters. We're making 6 of each of these, at least 3 different ones. And each of them needs to have 3 things happening on it. Okay? Again, shapeshifters, collage clusters, ready ruffles, abstract altered paper clips, pretty plentiful pockets, bountiful bands and borders, unusual edges, scrappy snippet. That one's going to be 16 inches long. Tailored tucks, embellished envelope, recycled rounds. Okay, your embellished envelopes are going to have an insert. Your bountiful bands and borders will have an insert. Your pretty plentiful pockets are going to have more than one pocket on your pocket. Okay, remember, each of these, except for the snippet, you're going to make at least 6, and they're going to be at least 3 different, and you're going to use at least 3 things that change what you started with. Okay, remember that was the list of embossing, stamping, stenciling, paper piecing, ribbon, all that stuff. Okay, so that is that. Deadline again is 3/31/21. Don't forget, if you have questions, put them in the questions box. It's blue. I am so excited about this one. I have a lot of scraps, and I'm looking forward to using them. And So again, we are making a hardcover with 2 signatures, any size, any theme, and if you use a digital or a kit from the Dearjuliejulie Etsy shop, you will get early entry into the VIP. So there you go. Put your questions in the blue box. We're so glad you're here. Make sure you answer the questions so that I can make sure that you're in the right place. We get some interesting people asking to join our group. Our groups. So that's a little safety feature that we have. Find something to celebrate every day. Have an amazing day and happy March. Information for the group is in the description box down below. So the group is open and ready for you to join. Let's bust our scraps. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.